The psychology of money. 10 secrets of wealth. Listen closely, because what you're about to hear will change the way you look at money forever. Not because this audiobook contains some magic formula, not because there's a secret shortcut hidden between these lines. No, it's because for the first time in your life, you're about to understand the truth nobody teaches you in school, at home, or at work. Money is psychological before it is mathematical. Your bank balance is only a result. Your mindset is the cause. Your income is just a reflection. Your beliefs are the mirror. And if you don't change the mind that handles money, you will never permanently change your relationship with money. Welcome to the psychology of money. 10 secrets of wealth. This is a deep, unfiltered dive into the exact mental patterns that separate those who struggle financially their entire lives from those who build wealth almost effortlessly. This audiobook is not about quick tips, budgeting tricks, or get-rich-quick hacks. It is about behavior, decisions, mindset, and the 10 psychological rules the wealthy live by every single day, even when they never speak them out loud. If you're here, you're already on the right track. Most people will never confront these ideas. You're different. Chapter 1, The First Truth. Money obeys mindset. Let's begin with the most uncomfortable truth of all. Two people can earn the exact same income, live in the same city, and have the same opportunities, yet end up with completely different lives. One builds freedom, the other stays trapped in survival. Why? It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not even opportunity. It is the psychology behind every decision they make. One person sees money as fuel for freedom. The other sees money as temporary proof they are safe for another month. One focuses on what money can multiply. The other focuses only on what money can buy right now. One builds, the other escapes. Wealth has very little to do with money itself, and everything to do with how you think, how you react, and how you handle the invisible forces inside you. Fear, impulse, patience, confidence, discipline, foresight. This is why people who win the lottery so often lose everything. This is why people with average salaries quietly become millionaires. This is why the rich tend to stay rich, and why the poor so often stay poor. The psychology behind the money matters far more than the money currently in your hand. Until you accept this, nothing else will create lasting change. Secret 1. Money grows where attention goes. Here is something they will never teach you in school. You cannot build wealth if your attention is scattered. Your attention is your most valuable currency, more valuable than money itself, because where your attention goes, your decisions follow. And where your decisions go, your outcomes follow. The wealthy do not have more hours in the day than you. They simply spend their attention differently. When other people distract themselves, wealth creators direct themselves. When others seek entertainment, wealth builders seek information and understanding. When others chase comfort, wealth builders chase clarity. If you want to master money, you must start here. Audit your attention long before you audit your bank account. Ask yourself honestly, where does my focus go when I am stressed? Where does it go when I am bored? Where does it go when I am tired, angry, or discouraged? The rich invest their attention with intention. The poor leak theirs constantly through distraction, comparison, and mindless consumption. Wealth begins in the mind long before it ever shows up in your bank account or net worth. Protect your attention like your financial future depends on it, because it does. Secret 2. Your future self is your best investment. Most people remain financially stuck for one core reason. They make every decision for the person they are today, not the person they want to become. The wealthy think differently. They train their minds to run every meaningful choice through one powerful filter. Will my future self thank me for this? This single question cuts through impulse. It cuts through fear. It cuts through the hunger for instant gratification. This is why wealthy people often read more than they spend, why they invest more than they display, why they quietly build systems instead of endlessly hunting the next paycheck. They play a long-term game in a short-term world. They are not addicted to now. They are loyal to later. That loyalty to the future, that devotion to who they are becoming, is one of the deepest secrets behind real wealth. If you want to become rich, you must begin behaving like the version of you who already is, not by pretending, not by faking it until you make it, but by making decisions today, through the clear lens of the person you are deliberately building. Your future self is your most valuable asset. Start investing in them immediately. Secret 3. Emotions make you poor, systems make you rich. Let's talk about something most people avoid. Most people do not have a money problem. They have an emotional problem that disguises itself as a money problem. Overspending is emotional. Procrastinating on your finances is emotional. Avoiding looking at your bank account is emotional. Taking on debt to feel successful or accepted is emotional. Buying things you cannot truly afford is emotional. The wealthy understand something critical. If you do not control your emotions, you will never control your money. So what do they do instead of relying on willpower? They build systems that protect them from themselves. Automation, non-negotiable habits, clear rules, routines that run even on their worst days. Because human beings are inconsistent by nature, systems are not. Wealth is rarely the result of intense bursts of effort. It is almost always the result of consistent structure applied over long periods of time. This is a psychological shift most people never make. They try to motivate themselves into wealth. The wealthy engineer themselves into wealth through systems, structure, and discipline that do not depend on how they feel in the moment. Money rewards consistency, and consistency requires systems. Secret 4. You are not paid for your time. You are paid for your value. Here is a secret that changes everything once it truly clicks. Poor thinking monetizes hours. Rich thinking monetizes value. When you sell only your hours, your income is permanently capped by the number of hours you can physically work. When you sell value, your income can scale far beyond your personal time. Time is limited. Value is not. This is why wealthy people obsess over high-value skills, leverage, multipliers, automation, scalable work, ownership, and intellectual capital. They stop asking, how can I earn more per hour? They start asking, how can I create something that continues earning whether I am present or not? The poor chase wages. The wealthy build engines. Once you internalize this, your entire strategy for earning money transforms. You stop thinking like a worker and begin thinking like a creator and owner. You cannot build significant wealth by permanently renting out your time. You build wealth by building value that exists independently of your daily effort. Secret 5. Your environment is your financial future. Most people believe money is a purely individual game. Just you, your work, your habits, and your decisions. But here is the truth wealthy people understand deeply. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You rise or fall to the level of your environment. Look around your life right now. Who do you talk to the most? What conversations do you hear daily? What do the people closest to you value? How do they think and speak about money, success, time, and ambition? This shapes you more than you realize. If you surround yourself with complainers, you will complain. If you surround yourself with consumers, you will consume. If you surround yourself with doubters, you will doubt. If you surround yourself with chronic spenders, you will spend. If you surround yourself with builders, you will build. Wealthy people curate their environment as if their life depends on it, because it does. They deliberately create or join spaces where ambition is normal, discipline is expected, goals are spoken out loud, and money is treated as something to understand and master rather than fear or worship. Your environment trains your mind long before your conscious habits do. If you want to change your financial future, you must first change your financial surroundings and the people who influence your thinking. Secret 6. The rich think in decades, the poor think in paychecks. Here is one of the most powerful distinctions in all of financial psychology. Wealth is a long-term reward for long-term thinking. Poverty is often a short-term reward for short-term thinking. You feel good now when you buy things. You feel good later when you invest in things. You feel comfort now when you procrastinate. You feel real success later when you take difficult action. You feel safe now when you avoid all risk. You feel wealthy later when you learn to manage intelligent risk. The wealthy understand you cannot build a rich life with a short-term brain. They constantly ask, how will this decision age in 10 years? What will this habit quietly build for me over time? What will this investment mean for my future family? What compound effect does this single choice create? Poor thinking answers only to today. Rich thinking answers to tomorrow and the decades after that. Everything in life compounds: skills, debt, knowledge, habits, money, choices, attention, discipline, and laziness. Everything grows, everything multiplies, everything compounds either for you or against you. Once you truly begin thinking in decades, every area of your life becomes more intentional. Secret 7. The rich master boredom. Most people do not fail because the work is too hard. They fail because the work is boring. Saving is boring. Index fund investing is boring. Daily discipline is boring. Consistency is boring. Repeating the fundamentals year after year is boring. But boredom is exactly where real wealth is built. The poor chase excitement and novelty. The wealthy learn to embrace productive repetition. This may be the greatest psychological secret of all. Your ability to tolerate boredom largely determines your financial destiny. The wealthy do not need constant novelty. They do not need dramatic overnight progress. They do not need emotional highs to stay committed. They trust the process. They trust the mathematics of compounding. They trust the power of ordinary routines done extraordinarily consistently. If you want to build wealth, you must become someone who finds quiet pride in patience rather than someone who needs fireworks to stay committed. Anyone can start. Only the disciplined continue. Only the patient win. Secret 8. Your beliefs about money become your limits. Listen carefully. You will never outperform your deepest beliefs about money. If you believe money is hard to earn, it will remain hard. If you believe money is scarce, you will experience scarcity. If you believe true wealth is only for lucky or already privileged people, you will overlook opportunity after opportunity. If you believe making more money must come at the cost of your life or values, you will sabotage your own progress. Your beliefs create your ceiling, and that ceiling becomes your prison. The psychological shift wealthy people make is this. They audit their beliefs more rigorously than they audit their finances. They ask hard questions. What did I absorb about money as a child? Does this belief actually help me or quietly hurt me? Is this a belief I consciously chose or one I simply inherited? Whose voice am I hearing when I feel fear or guilt around money? Most of your financial behavior was never consciously chosen. It was absorbed from family, culture, school, media, and early experiences with scarcity or instability. You must unlearn before you can truly earn. Rewrite the beliefs that sabotage your potential. Reprogram the old stories that limit your thinking. Rebuild the mindset that shapes every financial decision you make. Before you work on your money, work on your mind. Secret 9. Money favors the prepared. Success is rarely pure luck. Luck simply reveals who was already prepared. Opportunity does not make you rich. Preparation does. The wealthy position themselves so that when opportunity appears, they are ready to move. They study. They continuously grow skills. They build genuine networks. They maintain cash reserves. They build systems and habits. They accumulate knowledge long before they need it. So when a real moment appears, a great deal, a powerful partnership, a market shift, a recession that creates bargains, an unexpected window, they can act quickly and decisively. Momentum favors the prepared. The poor look at the wealthy and call it luck. The rich sometimes call it timing. Both miss the deeper truth. It is preparation. Preparation is the backbone of every major leap in wealth. It is not destiny. It is a psychological discipline and a daily lifestyle. Secret 10. The rich play offense, not defense. Most people play life not to lose. The wealthy play life to win. Poor psychology focuses almost exclusively on safety and protection. Rich psychology focuses on strategy and creation. One tries mainly to avoid failure. The other actively tries to create success. This single shift changes everything. Your money grows in the space where you stop merely reacting and start deliberately building. Defense is fear-based. Offense is intention-based. You cannot win a game you are afraid to play. The wealthy are not fearless. They have simply trained themselves, prepared themselves, and mentally conditioned themselves to take strategic, calculated risks that can compound over time. Playing offense does not mean being reckless. It means thinking ahead, learning faster than others, acting with deliberation, creating leverage, solving real problems, building before you are forced to, and investing before circumstances demand it. Wealth is not built by chance. It is built by direction. The moment you stop playing defense with your life and money, everything begins to change. The deeper transformation. You have now unlocked the 10 core psychological principles that quietly govern the behavior of wealthy people. But knowledge alone will not make you rich. Psychology becomes powerful only when it turns into behavior. Behavior becomes powerful only when it hardens into identity. You do not become wealthy by learning more information. You become wealthy by becoming a different kind of person. Someone disciplined, someone strategic, someone intentional, someone deeply self-aware, someone who sees money differently and therefore moves differently. Self-awareness is the master habit. Money flows toward the person who understands their own patterns best. Most financial decisions are emotional decisions that pretend to be logical. The wealthy do not eliminate emotion. They master emotional discipline. They feel fear without obeying it. They feel desire without being controlled by it. They feel excitement without chasing it blindly. They feel doubt without letting it stop them. Stop waiting for more money before you practice wealth principles. Start maximizing and respecting what you already have. You will not suddenly become disciplined when your income multiplies. You will simply multiply your current habits, good or bad. The rich manage their energy even more carefully than their time. They protect their peak mental hours. They eliminate low-value tasks. They automate relentlessly. They say no far more often than they say yes. They spend their best energy on creation rather than consumption or reaction. Small habits repeated daily create massive outcomes over time. Wealth is built in the quiet decisions nobody sees or applauds. You do not self-sabotage because you are weak. You self-sabotage because your current identity has not yet caught up to your new goals. Your brain prefers familiar problems over unfamiliar solutions. The wealthy break this with identity-level change. They decide, I am becoming the kind of person who invests, who saves, who learns continuously, who thinks strategically, who takes full responsibility, and who acts with intention. Motivation always fades. Identity remains. There is one quiet, private decision that determines your entire financial destiny. The decision that you will no longer live financially unconscious. That is the moment you stop being a passenger in your financial life and become the driver. Final truths to internalize. Avoiding all risk is itself the riskiest long-term strategy. You do not get wealthy by avoiding risk. You get wealthy by understanding and managing risk intelligently. Wealth is not primarily about what you know. It is about what you do consistently. Behavior compounds. Knowledge by itself does not. You cannot out-discipline a toxic environment forever. You eventually become financially similar to the people you spend the most emotional time with. Impatience destroys more wealth-building progress than almost any other trait. Slow, steady success builds empires. Fast, flashy success often builds illusions that collapse. Money does not change people. It exposes and amplifies what is already inside them. The wealthy treat failure as data and feedback, not as a final verdict on their worth. They fail more times than most people even attempt. The wealth triangle. Zoom out far enough, and you will see that lasting wealth is built on three sides of a triangle. 1. High-income skills increase the value of the person. 2. Scalable systems escape the trap of trading only time. 3. Smart asset allocation make your money work as hard as you do. Master these three, and the game changes permanently. Closing. You did not arrive here by accident. You are ready for a new chapter. A chapter defined by discipline, radical self-awareness, emotional control, long-term thinking, clear intention, personal responsibility, and deliberate identity growth. This was not just information, it was an initiation. Your future no longer has to be random. Your financial life no longer has to be accidental. Your habits no longer have to run on old unconscious programming. Your mindset no longer has to remain limited. You now have clarity. You have the tools. You have the map. All that remains is consistent action. I will leave you with one final question. What will you build now that you finally know better? Most people will finish this and think exactly the same way tomorrow. A small few will finish this and override their first limiting mental default within the hour. Which one are you going to be? The choice, as always, is yours. Now go make it.